Virgo, welcome to your Astroflower reading for the week going from the 28th through to the 4th of June, the 28th of May. Thank you very much for being here. Hope you have a lovely reading. I've already done your monthly readings. That will be out on Tuesday. I've had problems uploading it last week. That's why it's a little bit late. But you do have the collective reading that is out there. So, yes, welcome Virgo, my lovely Virgos. Let's just see what's going on for you. You're coming into your autumn period now, just the start of it, so you may feel things slacking off a little bit in life. Let's just see what's going on here. Ace of Wands. It's not slacking off in life at all, is it really? So Ace of Wands, out with the old and in with the new. And I think you've got to... I don't want to say you want to fight for it, but you've got to want it. I really think you've got to want it at the moment, and the energy here is, and I'm calling it Joyous June because of the monthly reading, and so you may want to go and see that, but because it's Joyous June, it is a change of attitude that we've got going on, and with this change of attitude, it is out with the old and in with the new, and it is inspirational or passionate things that you are passionate about in your life. And if there's something that sparks your passion in your life, so you've never done it before, sort of kind of going, do you know what, I made a curry last night and I love curry and I can make really good curries. That's the sort of thing you should be following. Okay, this is the relationship side. This is the material side, job, business and projects. This is a karmic path. This is how the universe influences you. This is how your past guides or your guides are influencing your karmic path. This is how your future guides are influencing you, and this is the general sort of outcome as well from it. Yes, let's just get straight in that and see what's going on there. Devil, Capricorn card. So it does tie in with you in a certain way in the earth sort of sense. Yes, this is your karmic path, so is it teaching you to be mischievous? It could be if it's a very joyous sort of sense, because the devil's a little bit, he's a player, as they would say. But at the same time, I don't think, your karmic path, maybe it's a case to watch out for someone who's maybe obsessive within your life. That's very possible, but I don't really get that more than anything else. I almost get like, it's like you've got to be a little bit obsessive about enjoying your relationships. It's not obsessive about the relationships. It's enjoying your relationships. And I think it's getting the fire in your belly, as it were, getting on and doing stuff, and fire in your belly. Yeah, see, look, you get the Two of Cups with it as well. So I think it's, getting passionate, almost obsessive about a relationship in a good sense. I really don't find it in a bad sense at all. It could be, as I say, for some of you, it could be that. With the Two of Cups is obviously the unification of two sides. It could be the unification of your own personal side. Maybe that's the universe is trying to encourage you to get into the unification, because when you unify two Ace of Cups, you create this Kundalini energy between you and another person. And it could be between you and yourself. And here on the Devil card here, you've got these two people here is at the base. It is about, I think this is about one-to-one relationships, and being passionate about it, out with the old and in with the new. It could well be letting go of a relationship that has just been sort of detrimental to you. You get the Ace of Swords. I think it is. I keep coming back to it, and it's much more positive than negative on this. Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is like a way of cutting through the mists with ideas, and this ties beautifully into the inspirational ideas of the Ace of Wands. With the Ace of Swords, it's very mental energy, air energy. So that comes in from your past life, or your past guides. What's led you to here. So what's led you here is inspirational ideas, quick thinking, almost, good luck within your life in regards to relationships. And it seems like you're really getting under. It could be you and your partner coming under one way of thinking. Definitely sort of, it's giving you that sort of clear sort of, I don't want to say victories or achievements, it's just sort of like a progression within your relationship. That's how I get out of it. And then you get the King of Swords, and this is your future vision. It's this is your future guides, and this is giving you that clear vision out of judgment. So the King of Swords has it's learned its physical sort of side of life, of how to get up the mountains, and he's judged his journey of how to do that and learned from his journey. And now he's going on one path, and he's going straight forward, as it were. There's no messing about with the King of Swords. And I think here as well is almost as like, because you've got the aces here, it's almost as if like the feeling I'm getting off it is like to hell and high water in a way. Just sort of go for it. That's what it's sort of saying here. It seems like that's what I mean when I think you've got to be a bit obsessive about it, about your relationships. And I think it's a case of just going for it, Virgo. Using your mental capacity, because you have Libra that is next to you, which is pure air as well, and you have that capacity within you. And I think it's a case of just going for it, basically. Really just going for it. On your material side, you have the Empress. So the Empress is a creative card, the creative of something new, giving birth out of various different aspects. So it could be got distracted there because I was actually thought it was a High Priestess, but no, we had the Empress card. So the Empress card is it's giving birth out of ideas that come from a spiritual sort of sense, emotional sort of sense within your financial side, so your jobs, your business, and your projects. So basically, if you want to do something like writing books or starting a restaurant that's got quite a great deal of creativity in it, it's almost saying here is sort of like combine all the different things together, because that's what she does. She's got this like waterfall that's next to her, so that's the emotions that are coming into it. She's also sitting on what seems to be a log, which is in the shape of a heart, because she's got control over her emotions. The Emperor has a control over his physical side, and through those emotions it's very creative, and it's combining the body, mind and soul, basically, in the sense of a pleasurable energy sort of sense, of emotional sort of sense. And here I think it's, if you've been having ideas, get on and do it. I think that's what it's all about, and I think that's why you've got the Ace of Wands here as well, out with the old and in with the new, which could be an attitude as well, of just sort of saying, just now is the time to get on with it. Five of Pentacles. This comes from the universe. Is the universe trying to make you poor? No, I don't think so. I think basically because you've got to go ahead and do it, you're going to feel like you're out on a limb in a way, that it's not that you've been shut out in the cold, but it's almost self-imposed, where you're sort of saying, I've got to do this. This is something only I can do. That's what I get off there. And sometimes it's difficult for Virgo to get things, you're such a perfectionist. I've got lots of Virgos in my life, even directly within my family, but also within my friends. And you are perfectionists. There's no doubt about it. You like things to be really perfectly in their place. And sometimes because perfection doesn't actually exist. It only exists at 2 points in life. The first breath or the inhalation, and the last exhalation. That's the only moments in life when everything is perfect. After that, it gets a bit like a Jackson Pollock, you know what I mean? It gets a bit abstract. And it's difficult to find that point of reference, which is perfection, which allows you to then just kind of go, okay, that's it, now I can do it. So, here I think I wouldn't focus on that weakness of trying to get perfection within whatever you're doing, because it's going to slow you down. It's going to make you procrastinate. And I think the universe is trying to, to stop that within you. a hangman, seeing things in a different way. And that's what you've got to do. Apparently, this is what your past is all about. Seeing things in a different way in regards to your job, your business, and your projects. Realizing that perfection does not exist, that there's more than one way to, there's more than one way to make a soup. And it's only your way to make a soup. And it's a case of, I think it's just a case of getting on and doing it. And as you get on and do it, this thing that it seems to me like you desperately want to do. And it might be a big ask for some of you, a really big project or something like that. But if you look at it slightly differently and don't necessarily go for the perfection every single step of the way, it's going to help you to see things differently, and also maybe bring in other people into the project to help you. But there is a case here of, getting on and doing, and not being caught up in the procrastination of perfection, basically, on that sort of front there. It's combining all aspects. So the Empress is combining that body, mind and soul in the way, or the emotions, the mind and the spirit, as far as I'm concerned. And the Hangman is there sort of, he's tied to the tree of knowledge, so you know what you've got to do. That's what it's all about. And it might have been difficult to actually do it. You've been trying to turn it in all the senses, and now it's a case of just sort of like kind of going, okay, well, I'm going to approach it in a completely different way, in regards to, I'm just going to do it, and the perfection will be born out of that gradually over time, I think. And I think it's just a case of just going ahead and doing it. Four of Swords. When you've got something to do, I know for me, it's like, I've written books and stuff like that. I'm not Shakespeare either. You might well have guessed. I'm not Shakespeare, but I have a lot of information to give, so that's why I've written these books. And actually, it was a lot of work to write the books, and it took a lot of a lot of my consciousness and concentration and persistence and stuff like that. I'm a Capricorn, so it's a little bit easier than your good selves, Virgo. But I think once you start doing it, this is where the healing aspect comes into it. This is where you regroup yourself, and this is where you start thinking, oh yeah, this is now possible. And it's like a blessing in disguise in a way, once you start doing it. So if you're after a job and stuff like that, and you want a particular type of job, once you start applying for these jobs, you're going to start feeling a lot better about it. And it will, if you haven't got too many expectations, that's the problem. If you get too many expectations, it's going to be difficult for you to actually achieve what you want. And out at the top end of it, we have Page of Swords, which is really good for your relationship side. I think obviously your relationship side is more important this week than your material side. But you get the Page of Cups, and the Page of Cups opens the door. So basically, the Page of Cups goes in front of the knight. They open the pathway. They cut through the undergrowth and they open the pathway. They learn about their mental capacities of how they can apply it within their life. And they clear the clouds, as it were, in order for the Knight of Swords, which is your mission, getting on a mission. And I think this is what you're preparing here on your material side. You're getting that preparation to to strike and go on that mission. And I think it's a case of getting on and doing it now, going on it, learning about how you put it into place. You may not have every answer at the moment, but on your relationship side, it seems to be very clear for you, and it's almost as like you've got to get obsessive about it. And at the end of it, you've just got to get on and do it, basically, and get on and be with that person, or there is a degree of compromise as well, sort of saying, let's just say, just imagine you had, someone, you met someone you were really, really happy to be with them, and they happen to live in another area. So, there's a lot of traveling involved. There may be a case of kind of going, well, in that case, I'm going to move to here, which is halfway house. that person there and said, well, I can move there as well. And it's not perfect for one or the other, but it's a starting point. Do you understand what I mean? So it's just getting on and doing it, and how you apply your solutions to a very logical thing for your relationships. And I think it's much more as a personal relationship between two people rather than family and friends. It could well be family and friends. It could be groups of people. But I think it's very singular because first things first, we've got the two aces and the page there up as well, and we've got the two of cups down there. Let's just do a bit of clarification with the Light Seers card. So with the Ace of Wands, you get the Wheel of Fortune. Out with the old and in with the new. This is the time to strike forward. This is the time to open up towards your happiness, I think. And it's only you who can do this, Virgo. And I think it's going to be really important for you. For the Devil card, you have the Emperor. Yeah, I think you need to own it, your relationships here. And I think you need to be obsessive about it and don't let people off the hook. Don't let people just sort of like give you half-hearted love, as it were. Or don't be involved in half-hearted love. That's what it feels like for me. You've got to really own it and be obsessive about having, good relationships. With the Two of Cups, you get the Moon. So, discovering a lot about yourself, discovering a lot about the other person as well. Your partner or this new person that you might have met, or or this person that you're going to meet, or basically getting it in tune with you, what sort of relationship you wish to have. And that may be that obsessive side and owning it side. With the Ace of Swords, you get the Seven of Cups. I think here is like you've already decided, because this is how your guides influence you almost from your past, but they're influencing you on your karmic path. And the Seven Cups it's very simple. There's loads of possibilities here, but there's only one cup giving water. And this is all about this evident path that you should be going for. Once you look at your relationships around you, it's going to be evident what you should be doing. And I think that's what the Ace of Swords is all about. And that gives you that sense of victory of, yes, I know what to do and I know how to go about it. With the King of Swords, you have the Magician. You have the capacity to manifest through your mental determination the relationships that actually is perfect for you. And it's now, this is what you're moving on to. This is, you're actively getting involved in it. And the Magician uses all types of cards. He uses every single element, the water, the earth, the fire, and the air, in order to manifest it. And it's the mental side. It's the mental capacity, almost like concentration and doggedness that you would have within your relationships, which is going to create a really beautiful scenario here for you. With the Empress, you get the Nine of Pentacles. The good thing about the Nine of Pentacles is, it's these fruits that have now come to fruit, that are getting ready to harvest. It's ready. Now is the time to get on and do. It's a little bit like the Knight, but also she's got this bird here, which is all about sort of communication. It's all about the Holy Spirit. Energy is with you, basically. And it's now just a time to get on and create. Don't procrastinate. That was your sort of thing. Yeah, you got the Seven of Swords, playing smart. The idea of this Seven of Swords is that you've got two armies, and the Seven of Swords has actually just gone and collected the armory of the opposing army. So then the fight or the war cannot actually happen. And so they can avoid a lot of conflict by playing smart, and that's what it's all about. And I think it's a case of getting on here, playing smart is no procrastination for you, Virgo. Just getting on and doing it, being very blinkered about it. Look at this. You've got the Chariot as well. Things are coming on really quickly. I think once you start moving here, once you start putting into place and activating it, you're going to create a real synergy between the yin and the yang of life, which is going to bring, this is why you've got to see things in a different way. It's going to bring a lot of things to you, which is going to make life very, very, very very, very rewarding in many ways. With the Four of Swords, that healing, that regrouping, you've got the Six of Swords, so rite of passage. And I think is like, if you get on and just do, and I do sort of say, you know, to hell and high water sort of scenario, once you get on and doing, your spirits or your guides and your energy is just going to carry you through. There's no need for you to sort of worry too much and do too much work. It's the momentum that you will create just by going and doing it right at the beginning will be absolutely brilliant. You know, and the Page of Swords is going to open out those possibilities, open out the pathway for you to undertake. It's clearing the path for the Knight of Wands, which is that Ace of Wands passion that's coming through you. You know, it's a very rhythmical sort of thing. It's very celebratory. It's very, it builds a lot of social activity and connection with people, dancing and happiness. And it's rising up to being the best example of who you are. Because she's actually got, if you take the drum as being one of the wands, she's actually got 5 wands on this card. And that's about sort of being the best example of who you can be. And that's the general outcome. Once you start going on and doing it and being very clear and start manifesting the relationships you so desire to have, it's going to come on very quickly. And all of a sudden, you're going to be on cloud 9 by the looks of things. Really good cloud 9. Beautiful, especially in this month here as well, as I said, with the monthly readings. You know, it's all about love, healing, and happiness after difficulty. And I think this is what is now time to get on for you. So there you go, Virgo. Thank you very much for being here with us. You know, I hope you got the best out of this reading. Thank you for supporting this channel as well. And as I say, your monthly readings will be coming out on Tuesday. I will see you there for that. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.